Peace and love, Mashbaka. Thank you so much for tuning in. Look, real quick, y'all. I'm not trying to be on here long. I want to say this. In anything that you do, when you do what you do, make sure 100% that you are hearing the voice of Yahuwah. Even if Yahuwah is using someone else to speak as a mouthpiece, right? And you hear something from a brother or a sister, and then it sound good, right? Just make sure it is Yahuwah, and you cannot fail. You will not fail. But I'm telling you, if you're being influenced by someone, whether it's fear mongering or whatever, or just to, follow the hype, and you have not heard from Yahuwah, baby. With that being said, let's get into Yeshar chapter 75. I'm reading from the Sefer, all right? So here we go. At that time, thank you, Yah. Abba Yahuwah, I thank you for this time that I'm able to get on here and read my brothers and sisters, and I thank you for prompting me to lift it up and give it up to you first, Father Yah. Have your way in this, Abba. Abba Yah, if it be your will for the brothers and sisters to tune in and hear this segment, Father Yahuwah, let it be word seed, Abba Yah. Let it confirm some things for them, Abba Yahuwah. If they have heard from you and they are moving with that, Yada Yahuwah. And if they have heard from you and they're being still, Yada Yahuwah. Now let's read, family. In Yahusha's name be it so, so it is. At that time, in the 180th year of Yasharal going down into Mitzrayim, there went forth from Mitzrayim valiant men, 30,000 on foot, from the children of Yasharal, who were all of the tribe of Yosef, of the children of Ephraim, the son of Yosef. For they said the period was complete, which Yahweh had appointed to the children of Yasharal in the times of old, which he had spoken to Abraham. So they did the math, right? They started mathing, and they said, okay, we've been here this amount of years. Time is up, right? Because they did the math, right, y'all? Verse 3. And these men girded themselves, and they put each man his sword at his side, and every man his armor upon him, and they trusted to their strength. And they went out, again I'm going to say, and they trusted to their strength. And they went out together from Mitzrayim with a mighty hand. But they brought no provision for the road. So, y'all hear what I'm hearing? They trusted in their own strength, and they were not prepared. They brought no provender. They brought no provision. Sound like they were moving on assumptions and thinking everything was going to be good when they got where they was going. Because we got this. Because it's time to go. But they brought no provision for the road. Only silver and gold. They had money. Not even bread for that day did they bring in their hands. Give us this day our daily bread. Not even bread did they have, but they trusted in their strength. Yeah. For they thought of getting their provision for pay from the Palestine. If not, they would take it by force. So they thought of getting their provision from the Palestine. Y'all hear this? Y'all hear it, right? Okay, I'm going to keep going. Yada, yah. Speak ruach b'chachma. Verse 5, and these men were very mighty and valiant men. They were strong. They was powerful. They was about that, right? One man could pursue 1,000, and two could rout 10,000. So they trusted. They should have put a word right in here, in between here. So they trusted in their strength. So they trusted to their own strength. Because they smart, they strong. They fast, right? They got money, right? Yeah. They trusted to their own strength and went together as they were. And they directed their course toward the land of Gath or Goth. And they went down and found the shepherds of Gath feeding the cattle of the children of Gath, or Gath. And they said to the shepherds, give us some of the sheep for pay, or let us buy those sheep from you. We hungry. Give us some of the sheep for pay, that we may eat, for we are hungry. For we have eaten no bread this day. They ate no bread that day. They did not seek out Yahuwah for his word that day. See, because his word should be our daily bread, because even Messiah told us we do not live by what? Bread alone, but by the word that proceeds from the mouth of the Father. They was lacking that word. They was hungry, all right. Verse 8. And the shepherds said, are they our sheep or cattle, that we should give them to you even for pay? How are we going to sell these? These is our masters. We watering these things for our masters. They don't belong to us. How are we going to give you something that don't belong to us? I don't think it was anything wrong with them saying that. You know, these ain't mine. I can't sell them to you. So the children of Ephraim approached to take them by force. See, they big and bad, right? They big and bad, full of their own strength. They going to take. And the shepherds of God, and let me say this to y'all. There is protection and obedience and righteousness. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many promises you could stand on. I don't care how many scriptures you could quote and how much math you can math. There is safety and protection in obedience. I don't care how big and bad you are. See, without the obedience, there can be no favor. Without the favor, there can be no protection. Let's see how Ephraim got their butt whooped. Let me see what's going to happen here. And the shepherds of Gath shouted over them that their city was heard at a distance. I'm sorry, that their cry was heard at a distance. So all the children of Gath went out to them. And when the children of Gath saw the evil doings of the children of Ephraim, they returned and assembled the men of Gath, and they put on each man his armor, and came forth to the children of Ephraim for battle. And they engaged with them in the valley of Gath, and the battle was severe. And they smote from each other a great many on that day. And on the second day, the children of Gad sent to all the cities of the Palestine that they should come to help. that they should come to their help, saying, verse 13, come up unto us and help us, that we may smite the children of Ephraim, who have come forth from Mitzrayim, to take our cattle and to fight against us for no reason, without cause. Come to fight against us without cause. So now, these were not our people. No. But was that right, y'all? I mean, really think about this, right? They didn't hear a word from Yahuwah, right? But they went out with their big and bad self and was like, we got this money, so wherever we go, somebody going to have to sell us stuff. And if they don't sell it, we going to get it by force. Was these people wrong to put a whooping on their behinds? Was this right? Was this righteous? Okay. All right. Verse 14, now the souls of the children of Ephraim were exhausted with hunger and thirst, for they had eaten no bread for 3 days. Did you hear them stop, drop, and pray and say, whoa, this is happening? Abba Yah, are we doing the right thing? Are you with us? Should we be doing this? I don't hear them do this. So 3 days they went without bread. 3 days they went without communicating and receiving the bread from the Father, right? Yeah. And 40,000 men went forth from the cities of the Palestine to the assistance of the men of Gath. And these men were engaged in battle with the children of Ephraim, and Yahweh delivered the children of Ephraim into the hands of the Palestine. I'm going to say this again. And Yahuwah, Yahweh, my Father, our good Father, that were nothing but the best for us. Our good Father, who said, no one knows the plans that I have for you, to prosper you and to give you hope in a good future. Our good Father delivered Ephraim into the hands of the Palestine. And they smote all the children of Ephraim who had gone forth from Mitzrayim. None were remaining but 10 men who had run away from the engagement. For this evil was from Yahweh against the children of Ephraim, for they transgressed the word of Yahweh in going forth from Mitzrayim before the period had arrived, which Yahweh in the days of old had appointed to Yasharah. See, because they thought by their math, right? They did the math, they did the calculations. Okay, we came in here on this date, and now it's this date, and this is how many years we've been here, and now it's time to go up. Come on, we got to put on strength, right? We got to trust in our strength, and we got to trust in our ability. No, we trusted in Yah, but some of us haven't heard a word from Yah, but we moving because we heard a word from somebody else. Please, make sure when you do what you do, you have heard from Yah, and if you have not heard, be still, because it will not fare well for you otherwise. Got a testimony from a brother, and he said, I was watching these channels, and they were like, yo, we gotta go right now. So he packed up and he took his family to Tanzania, and they almost lost everything. You see, some people went out there to Tanzania and had to run back to America for their lives because Yahweh had not sent them. The people that they watch on YouTube sent them. Okay. Yes. Before the period had arrived. Let's go back. Verse 17. For this evil was from Yahweh against the children of Ephraim, for they transgressed the word of Yahweh in going forth from Mitzrayim, before the period had arrived, which Yahweh in the days of old had appointed to Yasharal. And the Palestine also there fell, and of the Palestine also there fell a great many, about 20,000 men, and their brethren carried them and buried them in their cities. But check this out. And the slain of the children of Ephraim remained forsaken in the valley of Gath for many days and years, and were not brought to burial. And the valley was filled with men's bones. And the men who had escaped from the battle came to Mitzrayim and told all the children of Yasharal what had befallen them. And their father Ephraim mourned over them for many days. Don't you know that walking in disobedience will cause your loved ones to mourn? Don't you know that moving on your own accord, moving to the beat of your own drum, will only hurt those who love you, and you will cause your fathers and mothers to mourn? See, we don't get how important obedience is. See, I'm going to tell y'all, because I was doing all the things. I'm being a good person. I'm helping people. I'm doing this ministry service. I'm doing that ministry service. And at some point, somewhere, my obedience became compromised. But I'm like, nah, but see, because I do good things, so the Father's going to be merciful unto me. I'm going to be okay. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. And I'm going to tell you, the sins of the fathers fall upon the children, you see. Because when you're going out there being disobedient, you're leaving yourself wide open for demonic attack, you see, because a curse don't come without a cause, you see. And their father Ephraim mourned over them for many days, and his brethren came to console him. And he came into his woman, and she bore a son. And he called his name Beriah, for she was unfortunate in his house. Family, if your father does not speak to you, if you have not gotten a clear word. Do not feel no kind of way by having a Gideon moment. You see me what I'm saying? You better put that fleece out before your father and say, Father, if this is you, let this fleece be wet, but then all the ground around it be dry. And then if you still not sure, be like, all right, Father, I know you gave me that, but I want to be 100% sure. So now listen, Father, I'm going to put this fleece down, Father, but now I'm asking that you would let this fleece be dry and all around it be wet. You don't move without confirmation. Please, y'all. This is serious. This is serious. Please make sure you heard a word from the Father. Do not leave without your bread. That's all I got. I love y'all. Since 2020, Fusion 5 Essentials has prided itself in providing everything needed to maintain healthy, soft, manageable beards. We have deep conditioning butters that not only fortify your strands, but actually stimulate your hair follicles while making your hair manageably soft. So family, look no further and shop Fusion 5 Essentials today.